Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Let's solve this Olympiad Mathematics question on the topic sort. Simplify 7 root 2 all over root 10 plus root 3 minus 2 root 5 all over root 6 plus root 5 minus 3 root 2 all over root 15 plus 3 root 2. So looking at this question, we have binomial surds as their denominator. This is 2 surd, 2 surd, 2 surd, joined by the sign, the plus sign. So these are binomial surd. And whenever we have binomial surd as the denominator of surds, the best thing we have to do is to rationalize that denominator. That means we need to make this denominator a rational number. And how do we do that? We need to get the conjugate surd of each denominator. So when we get the conjugate surd, we multiply the numerator and the denominator by this conjugate surd to rationalize this denominator. So we have to rationalize this one by one, meaning I have to rationalize this one first, I'll rationalize this one, and then I'll rationalize this one. So after we must have rationalized this surd, after rationalizing the denominator, whatever value we get, we'll bring them together and join them with a minus sign. That's the minus sign the question came with. So after rationalizing this, whatever answer I get, I write it, that answer minus the answer I get here minus the answer I get here. So now let's start. Solution. So the first thing here says 7 root 3 all over root 10 plus root 3. So just like I said earlier, for we to rationalize this denominator, we need to get the conjugate of root 10 plus root 3. So the conjugate of root 10 plus root 3 is root 10 minus root 3. So I'll be multiplying the numerator and the denominator by root 10 minus root 3. So times root 10 minus root 3 all over root 10 minus root 3. So bringing the numerator together, we'll have 7 root 3 bracket root 10 minus root 3. Close the bracket. All over, for the denominator, I bring them together also, root 10 plus root 3, root 10 minus root 3. So now we have to clear the bracket at the numerator and denominator. So let's start with the one at the numerator. We have 7 root 3 times root 10, which is going to give us 7 root 3 times 10. We'll bring them under the same surd. Then minus, the next thing is 7 root 3 times minus root 3. 7 root 3 times minus root 3 is going to give us 7 root 3 square. 7 root 3 square. So now we'll have all over the denominator. Root 10 times root 10 is going to give us root 10 square. Then root 3 times minus root 3 is going to give us minus root 3 square. I hope you know why we are doing it this way. That means expanding the first to the first number and the second to the second number. Because even if I do the first and second number, second and first number, I'll be getting opposite signs, which actually results to 0. Let's prove that. If I say we should do root 10 times minus root 3, that will give us minus root 30. And then if I say root 3 times root 10, which is a positive, it's going to give us plus root 30. So minus root 30 plus root 30 is actually what? 0. These are opposite signs. So instead of going through, like running around, like after doing all this, you still get 0. Let's just maintain this method. So now let's round up that answer. So we'll be getting 7 root 3 times 10 is 30 minus 7. Then we have the square root cancel square. We are left with times 3 all over root 10. Square root cancel square is going to give us 10 minus square root cancel square is going to give us 3. So our final answer here is 7 root 30 minus 7 times 3 is 21 all over 10 minus 3 is 7. So 7 is common at the numerator. 7 is here, 7 can also go here. And then we'll have 21 here, 7 can also go here. So we can decide to split this. So for we to split this, we'll be having 7 over 7 root 30 minus 21 over 7. 7 cancels 7, we are left with root 30, then 7 here, 1. 7 and 21 is 3. So minus 3. So our final answer here is root 30 minus 3. Root 30 minus 3. So now I've gotten this first one. I would love us to have it in mind. Now move to the second one. The second one there says 2 root 5 all over root 6 plus root 5. So the first thing we have to do is look for the conjugate of the denominator. So the conjugate of root 6 plus root 5 is root 6 minus root 5. So now we have to multiply the numerator and the denominator by this conjugate. Root 6 minus root 5 all over root 6 minus root 5. So bring the numerator and denominator, like join them together with a bracket sign. 2 root 5 bracket 6 root 6 minus root 5. We'll close the bracket all over root 6 plus root 5. We'll close the bracket and then we'll bring it again. Root 6 minus root 5. This is the conjugate. So now for we to clear this bracket, let's start with the numerator. So if we have 2 root 5 times root 6, that will be 2 root 5 times 6. Join them together under the same sword. Then minus 2 root 5 times minus root 5 is giving us minus 2 root 5 square. So all over root 6 times root 6 is root 6 square, and then root 5 times minus root 5 is minus root 5 square. So now let's simplify this. So for the numerator, 2 root 5 times 6 is 30 minus 2, then square root cancels square, we are left with times 5. So all over square root cancels square, we are left with 6 minus square root cancels square, we are left with 5. So our final answer here is 2 root 30 minus 2 times 5 is 10 all over 6 minus 5 is 1. So anything divided by 1 is that same thing. So our answer here is 2 root 30 minus 10. Now let's look at the third one. So the third one there says 3 root 2 all over root 15 plus 3 root 2. 3 root 2 all over root 15 plus 3 root 2. Now what is the conjugate of the denominator? The conjugate is root 15 minus 3 root 2. So we are multiplying numerator and denominator by root 15 minus 3 root 2 all over root 15 minus 3 root 2. So we'll bring the numerator and denominator together using the bracket. So 3 root 2 bracket root 15 minus 3 root 2. We'll close the bracket all over root 15 plus 3 root 2. Close the bracket and then we'll have root 15 minus 3 root 2. So now we have to clear the brackets. Let's start from the numerator. Here we have 3 root 2 times root 15. That will give us 3 root 2 times 15. And then when we look at the other part, 3 root 2 times minus 3 root 2, which is going to give us 3 square root 2 square, because they are the same number. 3 times 3 is 3 square, which is 9. Root 2 times root 2 is root 2 square. So now let's move to the denominator. All over 15, root 15 times root 15 is going to give us root 15 square. Then minus 3 root 2 times 3 root 2, that's times minus 3 root 2, is going to give us minus 3 square root 2 square. So working with the numerator, 2 times 15, that's root 30, minus 3 times 3 is 9. Square root cancel square, we have times 2 here. So moving to the denominator, we have square root cancel square, we have 15, minus 3 square is 9. Square root cancel square, we have times 2. So we have 3 root 30 minus 9 times 2 is 18 all over 15 minus 9 times 2 is 18. So now we have 3 root 30 minus 18 all over minus 3, because 15 minus 18 is minus 3. Now something is common. 3 is here, 3 is here, 18 is here. 3 can actually go in 18. So let's split this, then we'll have a common answer. So 3 root 30 all over minus 3 minus 18 all over minus 3. So we're having 3 cancel 3, which is 1. So we are left with root 30 all over minus 1, which is going to give us minus root 30. Then minus cancel minus will give us plus. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So this is what we get after rationalizing the third variable in this question. So what we have to do now, we have to go back to the question and bring these answers together. So take note, what we got in the third one is minus root 30 plus 6. Then in the second one, we got 2 root 30 minus 10. And in the first one, we got root 30 minus 3. So let's bring all these answers together. So judging from the question, 7 root 3 all over root 10 plus root 3 minus 2 root 5 all over root 6 plus root 5 minus 3 root 2 all over root 15 plus 3 root 2. So when we rationalize this, we got root 30 minus 3. Then minus, let's put whatever answer we get in brackets because of this minus sign here. Because of this minus sign here, it's actually going to affect our answer. So we have to put it in brackets so we actually get this the right way. We actually solve it the right way. So when we rationalize this second one, when we rationalize this, we got 2 root 30 minus 10. Close the bracket minus the third one. When we rationalize this, we got minus root 30 plus 6. So this is the best way to solve this question. After rationalizing them one by one, you bring the answers and ensure you put the right signs. If you have a minus sign, you put minus. If you have a plus sign, you put plus. So now let's simplify this to get the actual answer. Here we have root 30 minus 3, and here we have minus, bracket means times. So minus times 2 root 30 will give us minus 2 root 30, and then we have minus times minus 10. Minus times minus is plus, so we have plus 10. Then we have minus times minus root 30. Minus times minus is plus, we have plus root 30. And the last one is minus times plus 6. Minus times plus is minus 6. So now that we've been able to clear the bracket, the next thing we have to do is to collect like term. We are going to collect like term surd for surd, rational number for rational number. So we have root 30 minus 2 root 30 plus root 30 minus 3 plus 10 minus 6. So root 30, let's assume there's an invisible one here and there's also an invisible one here. So now let's solve this all together. So now we are having 1 root 30 minus 2 root 30. This is going to give us minus 1 root 30. So minus 1 root 30 plus this 1 root 30 is going to give us 0. So we can just cancel this one out because when we add and subtract, we are going to get 0. So now let's focus on the whole number here. Minus 3 plus 10 minus 6. So minus 3 plus 10 is giving us plus 7. 7 minus 6. So I hope you get what we did here. Minus 3 plus 10 is 7, and then our minus 6. So our final answer here is what? 1. 7 minus 6 is 1. So after we've simplified this question, after we've simplified this, we've been able to get 1 as our answer. Thank you very much for joining me in today's class. And if you like this video, if you really like it, please share it to your friend, hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified when I drop my next video. See you in my next class. Bye.